So last week we solely focused on him leaving his pen and then going into the barn. He did great. The first time he went in, unfortunately, we do not have on video, but we used one of my other horses as kind of like a bait. We had her go to the other side of the barn and he walked right in. As you can hear, the other horses are in their stalls, so he's never alone in there. He really enjoyed his fan during those above 100 days. We temporarily got a box fan for him. I don't recommend those, they're prone to starting fires, but for something really quick, we got him that. We do plan on replacing that with a enclosed motor fan, which is safer. And what we worked on this week is walking in his future pasture. We did a lot of walking the border, a lot of stopping, letting him graze, letting him smell things, letting him see things, hearing the different sounds. He did pretty good. Pretty much every afternoon when the temperature kind of started dropping, we would take him out there, walk the border again, and just hand graze him for a while just to get him super familiar with his future location. Now you can't really hear it in the video, but one of the neighbors is got a chainsaw running and cutting down a tree. So the fence in this pasture is a 3-strand electric fence. He has already touched the fence. Unfortunately, we do not have that on video, but he didn't have that extreme of a reaction. He kind of just trotted to the end of the rope and trotted a circle around me and flipped up his lip, kind of in a ow that hurt kind of way. Here I'm trying to figure out if he either A, remembers that the fence shocked him, or B, associated the fence with the shock at all. It did appear as if he did, because he sniffed the fence and then flipped up his lip and then walked away. We also have been working on trotting alongside me when I asked him to. He doesn't really want to do it, but he's getting there. Saturday was also our first day hands-free grazing with him. We started off with just leaving a long lead rope on the ground, so if we needed to grab him, we would have a better chance of it. I wanted to switch him to a shorter lead rope. He's standing on a lead rope here. Unfortunately, before I could get him to take a step back, he jerked his head up, so he had a little bit of a reaction, but for the most part, he doesn't really hold on to the stress of a reaction, so that really love that about him. And so I just kind of flip the shorter lead rope over his back so that it kind of stays out of his way, but we still have that option to grab onto if we need to, and then walk away. In a few seconds here, I'm going to speed up the video, but pretty much we just let him graze, and every once in a while we'll walk up to him and give him scratches in kind of his favorite spots, kind of get him used to us walking up to him while he's free to move around, to hopefully encourage him not to like want to run away from us in the future. So this is where we start to realize that maybe he didn't quite associate the fence with the shock. So he ended up just kind of trotting away and then trotting right back to us, going like, "It hurt me." But he came back down from it pretty quickly. Poor guy. Hopefully he's figured it out now, but we definitely will be making sure of that. Before we let him free unsupervised, we need to make sure he knows his boundaries and he respects the fence. And definitely before we bring any of the other horses to join him, we really need him to know where the fence is and that it is a solid fence, because they'll probably run around a little bit crazy to begin with. When we were ready to take him out, I used a second halter to replicate catching him, hopefully to make sure that in the future he'll be easier to catch. Once we got the halter on, I told him good and gave him a handful of alfalfa. Once I had everything situated, I walked him back to his pen where his dinner was waiting for him.